Okay, welcome guys. My name is Coach Hayes. Today we're going to be reviewing the British Hurricane main tank Hadi. As you can see here, he is currently ranked 3. He's playing a lot of Ball, he's playing a lot of Orisa. He's playing a little bit of Winston, a little bit of Ryan, but not so much. Mostly the two meta heroes right now, Wrecking Ball and Orisa. Hadi was kind enough to give us a replay. This is going to be a ranked replay. Right now, his team is playing in Gauntlet, but I understand he might not want to reveal some things from Gauntlet because that tournament is still ongoing. So he was kind enough to give us a ranked game, which we're going to take a look at. And the first game we have is going to be him on Ball. Now, like we always do, firstly, we break down the team composition. If we look at his team composition, we have Ball, Sigma, 2 DPS, we have Tracer, Ashe. For the supports, we have Zen and we have Mercy. On the opposite team, we have Ball. Nutelati is yet to pick. Oh, Hadi showing off some nice little tech there. And I'll talk about the tech soon, once we figured out what team composition Team 2 is going to run. Okay, so Team 2 also going to run a very similar composition. They're running with a Ball and they're running with a Sig. 2 DPS, Genji and Echo. I'm wondering if we're going to see Sauna swap off the Genji. We might, I'm not entirely sure. And yeah, Zen and Mercy. So pretty standard stuff out of both teams. This kind of seems to be the meta composition right now. Ball is very, very strong. So we see a lot of these main tanks practicing and playing a lot of the Ball. So before we get into it, I want to talk briefly about Ball and like how you kind of play. Ball is a disruptor. Ball is a disruptor. So he's looking to go in, cause havoc, survive, and keep repeating that process. Now in this composition he's playing with, he has a Tracer. So Ball is very similar to other divers like Winston. He's probably going to be synergizing here with Realize. I'm not sure if he's duo with this person. I'm not sure who this is. But I'm assuming he's going to be trying to coordinate his dives with the Tracer. So it'll be interesting to see how he's coordinating. But the main things we need to be looking out for Hadi is going to be the timings on when he's engaging, the way he's engaging and which cooldowns he's saving when he engages. In terms of tech, when it comes to Wrecking Ball and the tech, like I would say personally, I think 70% of like being a good ball player is like, maybe not 70%, maybe more like 60%, but 60% of being a good ball player is understanding how to use your kit, understanding how to use the grapple effectively. Obviously knowing you can do the slam tech off of like a ledge. And then also we're probably gonna see some neat tech in terms of like how he's getting from like one ledge to another using the various different parts of the kit. But I would say a big part of Wrecking Ball, and you have to play a lot of Ball to feel this, but you need to feel very comfortable on the hero. So first thing to note, he's starting on the high ground here. Starting on the high grounds. He does go for the slam. I believe he might have been trying to slam Wrecking Ball there. Just to deny him from getting in. Looks like he is trying to stop this Wrecking Ball from coming in. Thinks about it again. Okay, so what he did there, he went for the boop and scoop. So the boop and scoop is basically a Hammond tech where you do a rollout, you aim to boop them once and slam them. So he's aiming to boop one of these targets up into the air and then instantly press his pile driver to get the damage from the boop and the pile drive. So he only hits the pile driver on the Zen, but because of how well synced with his Zen he is, with his Tracer he is, they do manage to kill both Mercy and the Zen there. And they finish off the Sig. So I'm thinking maybe he's duo with his Tracer based on how well coordinated that was. Or they might just be coordinating very well in voice chat. So he's resetting, getting some HP. Ooh, some neat tech there. So if you guys missed that, we can quickly break down what he did. This is pretty cool. So, if we look what he does, he sees the Mercies on the high ground. Now, he has two options to make. His grapple, if we look here, his grapple cooldown is on 3 seconds. So, he has no easy way of getting to this high ground. Now, there is one way. And this is basically, it's called the wall jump. He basically walks up to the wall. To execute this, I believe when you hit the wall, you press backwards the S key, and then press hold down space at the same time, and it gives you like an extra jump. So he's able to get his power driver. Because obviously with the power driver, you need to be off the ground to land this. So really nice, he gets on the high ground, gets some good damage on the Mercy. He does use his shields, and this Mercy should be pretty dead now, because him and Trace are both coordinating this. Mercy gets a brick pack, but she's not surviving that one. She's not surviving that at all. Really nice tech there from Hadi, just to get himself on that high ground. Going for the spin to win, decides to get out. Gets a nice bit of damage on the brig there. It looks like they're gonna finish this one up. Nice boop, denies him from the Mega. Very nice. I'm not sure where Lucio's going there, but okay. So Hadi resets himself back on the high ground here. I'm assuming he's going to do the same thing. He's going to look to slam in when they come through main. Okay, he's actually just going to follow the ball and deny the ball here. I wonder what his reasoning is for denying this ball. Maybe because he's on defense, he just wants to mirror. Because his team are putting a lot of pressure on his choke point. If he can deny the ball is going to be the one distracting his backline. So maybe he's just focused on trying to deny the ball. Or maybe I'm overthinking this and he just saw the ball was discorded, so he wanted to get some good damage down on the ball. The ball is still low, I believe. Yeah, okay. The ball should die now. I think this ball's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Nice chase there from Hadi, actually. He totally denied the ball from this fight. Okay. Genji's blading. He decides to use all of the mines inside there. I think this might just be a zoning mines to try and deny anyone from kind of coming in this area. Go back slightly there. Again, small little, like, how he's like dropping off this ledge to get the activation on the power driver. I think he's just assuming that they're going to dive his Zen there, so he's like pre-power driving to potentially maybe keep the Zen alive, but I think he's probably just, he's dead there. He does get the brig though. Good power driver damage onto the brig, and then he finishes the brig off. Double boop onto the Hammond. Looks like, yeah, looks like they're going to hold this. He sees the Tracer and instantly decides to get out there. He doesn't want to 1v1 this Tracer, because there's really no point. As a ball, you're not ever going to win a 1v1 versus the Tracer, unless she's really bad, but it's very unlikely you're going to win that. He is just contesting point. It seems like his game plan here a lot is trying to keep this ball busy and denying the ball from getting any value. Okay, he peels for the Tracer. Yeah, I think you're right, IQB. Because the ball was low, he's going to follow him and try and kill him, but... Small little thing, like he's taking damage on the mines over there just because he knows that these mines are not going to give the enemy ball any charge. It's only going to give his teammates ult charge. So Obviously, there's no threat. He's going to take that damage, get some extra ult charge for his Zen and his Mercy. Go straight for the slam. Break Shield actually stopped the slam there, but he did get some good damage onto the mech. Goes straight towards the points and uses mines. And these are really good mines, right? Because look at this from the perspective of the attacking team here. They have only one option if they want to win this game, or at least one option if they want to capture this point. The option for them is they need to walk towards the point here and stand on point. They have to contest, right? So this is just a simple zoning mines to like put even more pressure on the attacking team here. Looking like a absolute stomp so far. Yeah, it is a stomp. And there you go, they full hold. I feel like he might be duo with this Tracer. They are coordinating very, very well. That'll be my guess.
Score 0-0. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Realize in this lobby is one of the top tank players in Europe. Is he? I've never heard of him before. Not the ego or anything, but I've never heard of him. Is he a tank player? Okay, so he's playing some Rhine in the attack here. Okay. They're just going for the... Yeah, they're going for the fast win. They just want a cap point here. They're basically negating all of this stress of having to walk through towards the point just with this TP. The only problem with this now is that if the defending team sets up correctly, they can take total surround on this point. So for example, they could have the soldier somewhere over here. The soldier could also be up here pressuring. The Ana's going to be healing from here. The tanks don't even need to push in. And this is kind of like pressure from every single side. Eventually, this pressure is going to collapse onto Team 1. So I'm interested to see if they can survive this pressure. It looks like Team 2 are getting themselves in a really nice position here. The surround. For Hadi, all he can really do here is play selfishly and play to kind of keep himself alive. And anyone that tries to come through here, he puts some pressure on them. But his shield is not big enough to shield everyone off here. So he's better off just kind of controlling one kind of corner. And he's going to control these two doorways. But he can't stop these guys from getting spammed towards the back. So let's see. And Sauna... Oh yeah, okay. So Sauna's in a very, very strong position here. He's in a very, very strong position. It's very difficult for Hadi to really stop him from being in this spot. Looks like it's going to be over. Okay, so he does make the swap onto the ball. Oh, he gets the boot. Oh, Sauna. You hate to see it. He's not going to get the Mercy too, is he? He is. Oh, no. That might just be game over. Really, really clean rollout there from Hadi. I'm very surprised that Fireball still got the soldier. So he's rolling in. Gets the boot. And yeah, just gets the melee for a finisher. Nice little melee there just for the finishing, burst damage. And that's it, Zen. Soldier and Mercy are dead. The Team 2 is likely just going to fall apart now. Goes off of this high ground here just to get the power driver. And this should be game over now. Yep. That's just a case of focusing down the point now. Gonna go spin to win. There we go.
Victory.
Okay, guys. I was gonna say it's the end of the review, but we have one more to review. We have one more to review, don't worry. That was a very short one. That was a full hold.
Tower ready for battle.
Okay, let's take a look. This is looking like much more of a stacked game. ASA, Naga, Craggy, Awkward, Fifolek. Not sure who this Lucio player is. Sparker, Sky Ripper. Don't know who the Zen is. Hadi, obviously. Don't know who this Tracer is, and I'm not sure who the Sigma is, but both teams looking really, really stacked here. This is going to be a good game.
One. Round one.
We've got Li Zhang. He's back on the ball. Again, we're going to break down the team compositions first. For tank line of Team 2, they have a ball. They have Ball Sig. Zhao Wei Zhao is Craggy. David. So they have Ball Sig, Ash Tracer, and Zen and Brig. For Team 1, they're running tank line Sig Hog, DPS line Junk Mei, and Lucio Moira. So kind of like a brawly composition. Half brawl, half spam. And Team 2, they're running the standard Ball Sig. Nice use of the third person scouting there, just trying to get some information. Okay, he is actually going for the hog. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, he's pushing with his Tracer. That was smart. Just good synergy there with the Tracer. Like, actually, they must have been communicating here. They're pushing forward together. And once he forces this hog E, the hog has nothing, right? Once the hog has no hook, he has no E. He's very vulnerable. So he does set up behind. After killing the hog, he's getting behind. He's looking for boops. Nice move onto the junk. Puts the junk in a very, very vulnerable position. He gets a very big shield there. I believe he shielded 3. Or potentially 4. I think it might have been a 4-man shield. So he's kind of like in a position right now where he can still continue pressuring here. The only thing is when you're playing this ball versus a Mei is very, 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 very obnoxious when you're playing ball. Because obviously if you're going to come in, you're going to slam, he's going to be left click freezing you, and he can potentially wall off your rollouts. So Mei is definitely one of the big hard counters to ball. And yeah, as you can see, the Mei does get the full freeze, but because he had a big shield already, he's not too worried about that. This is why it's really, really rough playing ball versus the Mei. Gonna break down. Gonna go back slightly here. Okay, so he got frozen. He's pressuring the point. His team have 1 pick. Or they have quite a few picks actually. You can see 2 people coming back from spawn here. He's not overcommitting too much here on this. He's just booping, trying to get some additional pressure on these people on point. Because eventually, if he continues pressuring these people on point, because his team have the numbers advantage, these 2 will just crack. They're going to crack eventually. So notice how he's not overcommitting on the Mei. He's just playing his side, which is where all of his teammates are playing. His teammates are playing around the point. He's focusing on looking for boops on the Sig, because Sig is in an area where his team are obviously pressuring him. So he's not committing too deep there, just focusing on pressuring the Sig. He does get found by the Mei. And he gets picked off. And yeah, this is why Mei is so oppressive versus Wall. That left click freeze really does make it so difficult for Ball. Anything that counters Ball is going to be like any form of CC. For example, on the enemy team, Mei left click is a big counter. Obviously, Sigma Rock. Mei Junkrat Trap is actually a huge counter to Ball. Because obviously you're rolling through, you get hit by that. That's a what, a 1.5 second stun? That is really, really costly if you're playing ball because you're such a big target. It's so easy for people to hit you if you're stunned. He relies so much on his mobility, so if someone cuts that off, it makes it very difficult. He's getting a lot done this fight. Let's go back and break that down real quick. So, notice how he's not playing frontline. He's not playing in a position like this. He's playing on a flank. If he's playing in a position like this, he's going to get seen. He's going to get hit by spam. It's going to be easier for this team to be able to pressure him. So what he's doing is he's choosing to either go behind like he did from the first fight, or he's coming from off angles where this team are not going to be expecting him. Because obviously right now, none of this team see him. So he's able to get this rollout. If Naga knows where he is, he's going to be turning, he's going to be freezing, walling, putting pressure on him. Because Naga's not aware of where he is, he's coming from the side, which is why this position is so good. He's avoiding the attention of this team so he can be effective. So he comes in, he gets a 2-man boop, he goes for a slam on the high ground. Not sure if this was intentional, but it seemed to work out pretty nicely. He might have missed out on a little bit of power driver damage here, but so he uses shield. Doesn't get too much off the shield there. And he uses mines. Again, his mines seem to be similar, like just using mines to contest and put pressure on the point there. And just creating extra pressure on the point. Yo, Joni, this VOD will be available on YouTube, yeah. If you type in !YouTube, you can see my YouTube channel. All of these are going to be uploaded. Okay, so he's pressuring the Sig. Let's go for the boop damage. I'm going to talk about when he's shooting and when he's choosing to go for rollouts. So it seems to be he's choosing to shoot when he's already used his cooldowns and he's like kind of in a situation where he's looking for his next pressure. Get some initial shooting damage down into KSA. He's meleeing the Sigma Grass because obviously if you shoot into that, he's not going to do any damage, and he's going to give the Sigma heals. Oh, he's still alive. I don't think he realized how low he was there. But he's surviving for so long, and he's getting a lot of pressure with these boops. Like, you see how he's booping, he's frequently booping this Sigma away from his shields. So he's going for the melees. He rolls out, and he rolls his Sigma through the shields. And that one boop is all it takes to be able to land one headshot from his Ashe. That's all it takes to be able to get the Sigma. So really good pressure from Hadi there. Just simply booping and displacing the enemy team so that his team can potentially get a pick from that. And he does get killed eventually. I would have liked to seen him go a little more defensively there rather than go and die. I think he could have got the Mega and then kind of like reset. Nonetheless, still playing very well. Interesting, he sees the Mei. He sees the Mei in main, he hears the Mei shooting. Oh, okay, he's marking the hog actually. Oh, he almost got him. And this is looking like a reset now from team 2. He kept the hook here. He's trying to bait the hook, and also he's trying to boop him off. Very close to booping him off here, actually. He maintains the grapple so he can go for the secondary boop. But unfortunately the railings just saved the hog. Okay, I believe he's just stalling. He knows this is a losing fight. And yeah. Nice play. Getting some extra percentage on the point there. Okay, so the way he's using mines is very similar again. He's the one engaging here. Throwing the mines all over the point. Look how nicely spread those mines are on point. He's basically denying all of this space here around the point. For now, anyway. So he's used the mines behind. Obviously, he goes in high. Grapples in high. Uses mines, then goes for the power driver. This combo is kind of the best combo you want to go for, mostly when you want to use mines. Just so that you can potentially, anyone you power drive is going to give your mines that extra time to activate, so you can get the explosion damage if they do land on the mines, that is. Unfortunately, his team are getting picked off here, so it looks like it's going to be a reset. It seems to be a trend as well. He's often going for boops on the Sigma. Trying to boop and displace the Sigma. Okay, so he comes in, he goes for the rollout. He slams in main. He doesn't actually look if there's anyone in main. I think he's just assuming there's people here in main. Right now, Hog is using he's using whole Hog, so he's just trying to avoid the hook. He gets a lot of shield here, so he is actually shooting. Getting a lot of pressure down here. And honestly, if we look at like how aggressive he's being, he is being very aggressive. Because if we look at the team composition now, this team composition, they don't actually have the Mei anymore. They have Lucio Moira. So Lucio Moira is very, very a very easy comp for Hadi to play into. Because obviously, like I said before, the main counter to Ball is going to be TC. So one of the biggest counters to Ball is Brigade. Zen is really difficult for Ball because obviously you get discorded. But Zen is a lot more glass cannon. In general, CC is the best counter to Ball. So if you have something like a McCree, a Brig, even a Zen, any form of CC, Hog Hook, Sigma Rock, Sombra Hack, obviously that's denying his mobility. Anything that you can deny his mobility with, that is the counter to the Ball. So if we look at the composition of Team 1 now, they no longer have this Mei. So Lucio Moira has nothing to deal with him. Lucio has a boop, but Junkrat is the only real form of CC, Hog Hook, and Sigma Rock. But mostly his shield is going to be able to deny a lot of that damage if he does get hooked. So we do see him playing very aggressive here. Using those shields when he's activated them. Obviously he goes in. Shields are coming up in 1, he's waiting for shields. He's going in. Gets the move on the Lucio. Getting some damage down. You can see he still has plenty of shields left, so he's happy to shoot here. Oh, nice mines. And yeah, you can see this is so difficult for them to touch, right? They have mines. He's again focusing his boops a lot on the Sigma, really trying to make this Sigma's life difficult when he's playing the ball. Team 1 actually switching things up now. They have ball, and hog. DPS line is looking like they're still changing around. Right now they have Echo Tracer. See what they're going to roll out with. Okay, so both teams have, in fact, Team 1 has switched it up. Team 2 is keeping it relatively similar to last round. Team 1 now have ball, hog, Tracer, Echo, and Zen Brig. So I'm interested to see how Hadi's going to play here versus the versus Team 1's backline, because they have a lot of CC. They have the Brig Discord, the hog hook, and then if the Zen gets a Discord on Hadi, he's going to have a tough time. So interested to see if he's going to shift his playstyle here versus this composition. Just getting some initial pressure down on KSA on the ball. Decides to go for the Mega. Oh, he would have booped the Brig off the map there. Enemy ball gets discorded. He's just beaming him down. Obviously, that Discord orb is so strong. It's going to be very difficult for ball to survive that. Does go quite far there. I don't think he realizes how many people were alive here on the side of Team 1. Trying to farm his ult here on the hog. And then all of the rest of the team show up. And obviously if you're playing the ball and you get break stun, you get hog hooked, that echo beam is going to come in very, very quickly and focus you down. I expect we're going to see him and player try and coordinate some dives onto this Zen. Otherwise that Zen presence is going to be very, very tough for his team. Basically, if there's ever a Zen on the map, you want to take him down, right? That Discord is one of the strongest abilities in Overwatch. Oh, he gets a nice boop and scoop onto the Echo. He doesn't have shield now, so it's kind of risky. Go back and watch this real quickly. So if he goes in, he gets the boop on KSA. He's coming from a high ground position. The way he engaged this made it difficult for this Brig to stun him. The easiest time for the Brig to stun is when he's using his grapple. So when he's rolling through. But because of the way he kind of got elevation on this swing, on the grapple, it's now going to be a lot harder for this Brig to exactly time the stun. He's likely going to be able to get this power driver off. I wonder if we're going to see him use his shields in the air or not. So he gets the power driver. Brig does get the stun. He shields it right away. And he gets discorded. Gets out. Takes 100 damage on his armor. He does decide to go back in, even though he's discorded. I think he's just focusing on contesting point here. Mine's coming up very soon. Decides not to use the mines. It's looking like a very, very difficult fight to win. I think they got 4 picks maybe, or 3 picks. There's no use investing in the mines there. He sees the Tracer use recall, he's trying to punish that. He doesn't end up finding her, but... Interesting that he's not He's not really trying to go for the Zen. He's playing a very frontline heavy pressure style of ball. Like he's not coordinating dives with his Tracer on the Zen. He's more so focused on like clearing space in the front line for his team to come through. So he uses mines there on point to kind of zone people off the point. Oh, could have been a really nice group down to the hog. Hog tried to suicide, but he got boofed back in. You can see how Hadi really has a good understanding of which space his team is controlling and which space that he needs to retake for his team. I wonder how he's going to play this. He's probably going to do the same thing, right? It's going to pressure. And if we look at the way he's playing here, he's playing off of choke points. He sees that KSA has come through this choke point. So he knows that this area here is all of his team's space. All of this here is his team space. So if anyone comes through here, he's putting pressure on them. That seems to be the trend here. And he's playing this very focused on around controlling the position here. Whenever KSA walks in, he comes in, he's going for the boop to scoop. He boops him up, slams him down. And KSA is, he's under an incredible amount of pressure there. He does end up getting taken down. Very, very clean. So he uses mines there just to zone off people off the back of the point. If we go back to that example on Lijiang where KSA pushed in, he's focused on playing and controlling around the choke points. He's not engaging before that. He's focused on going in when they're inside the choke and just adding that extra bit of pressure with the slam. He is putting a lot of pressure on Sigmas. He's focused on booping Sigmas around and like making Sigma's job a lot harder. That seems to be a trend. If we look at the Lijiang there, when the enemy team did have Zen and Brig, he wasn't going for the Zen too much. He was focusing on denying the Sig. If we compare that to the Hanamura, when the team had Mercy Zen, him and his Tracer were actively coordinating dives. Now I'm not sure if that was because they were duo on Hanamura and these two weren't duo in this case or not, but it's definitely interesting to see like the different playstyles. Yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv Hayes_Overwatch. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.